Well, hello there, sisters and brother moons. It is none other than myself, me, and I. Yes, it's the three of us all together. Mijette. On Mijette verse. I just want to first thank you all for joining me tonight. I've had a double banger tonight. I had my cousin on with me. We were talking about the hypocrisy of and the hilarious hypocrisy of religion and our grandparents. So we were talking about our parents and our people in our family because we're kind of like the outcast a little bit, but we like it. So tonight we're gonna go a little deeper on our first conversation we had last week called intellectual intercourse. Well, after the mind comes what? The body. So tonight we're going to do all aspects of it. And we have none other than our sister Jackie, who is going to be on here, our sister Jackie. And we also have a man's perspective. Ooh, we. And we got brother CK on with us. So let's invite them in. And thank you all for joining me tonight.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hello. How's everybody?
Hello, hello, hello. Well, if you don't know, there's going to be questions in the future that people are going to be asking people. How long were you a man and how long were you a woman? Well, we are spiritual and we don't play that here. So everybody you see here has always been, CK has always been a man. Sister
Correct.
Michelle and Jackie has always been a woman. So we see the agendas that are playing out, which is why I've decided to have this topic because it's important that we link our people up. And Jack A and I are here to with our brother Moon because he's going to share enlightenment with us. So we're going to start it out and open it up to. I really want to hear a perspective on a man who's spiritual. What is your definition of a good woman? I'd like to start
Hmm.
there.
Wow. Well, uh, that's a good question. I would say a good woman is, somebody that has a nurturing, healing spirit, caring, subtle, uh, intuitive, feminine.
Okay. And when you say
Uh,
feminine, what do you mean? Elaborate on feminine.
okay, feminine. Just the essence of a woman is soft, pretty. Uh, 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 what else? Sensitive, nurturing, uh, peaceful, um, loving,
Mm-hmm.
encouraging. That's another big aspect of
Okay.
femininity.
Okay.
Uh, and just all the female attributes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I heard you laughing, Jackie. What made you laugh when he said some of the things he said? I'd
Uh,
like to hear why.
well, I'm not in my office and I'm trying to take some notes so I can ask some questions later. But I wanted to touch on how important encouragement is from how important encouragement is from to be received from a man. I mean, how important is that to men from a woman?
So how important is that?
Right.
That's very important. Like I said, intuitive women are naturally more intuitive
Mm-hmm.
than we are. So that whisperer or that pillow talk or that suggestion or that subtle nudge or saying, hey, I don't feel right about this or something is off
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you want to really look into this. You know, that's very important. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's a very powerful part of a woman's nature is that just that insight. We
Mm-hmm.
can't explain it, but she just feel it and just know something is, right or wrong. And that helps, a man be able to navigate. you know it's like he can see the big picture, but
Mm-hmm.
he may be missing a detail here and there, and that's where that intuitiveness comes in at.
As I hear the
Kind of.
saying, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go
I
ahead.
hear the saying all the time. A man or the saying they want to ride or die. It sounds like that like kind of doesn't give us our full package of what we are.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, I think that we kind of have a tendency to kind of um, objectify women, and we don't
Mhm.
look at women in their full capacity. We kind of, especially now in today's culture, is a woman has been reduced down to just body parts.
Right. Why do
You know,
you, is that really, I mean, are you guys really see first and then internalize? Give us that. Is that a misconception of a man?
Great
Are
question.
you guys physical
well,
first?
yeah, definitely. I mean, one of one of a woman's biggest assets is her beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
quite naturally,
Mhm.
we are visual first, but you know, that's on the surface level. The
But
more
how
beauty,
far does that surface level take a woman though? How far can that superficial or surface level take a woman in a relationship? Can it go far just on that?
nah, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, it can get it started, but sustaining is something else. I mean, it takes more than that. You know, I've been with attractive women, and I've been with average looking women,
Hmm.
and it's. I mean, sometimes it's you just don't want to be around a person. It can be the most beautiful thing in the world, but her energy is
But
just so.
would you
Fact.
refuse her sex though? Let's be honest, CK.
Mhm.
Would you refuse a good woman looking
A good
woman's
looking one.
sex?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I mean, you can be the most beautiful
Hey,
woman in the world, but your
but
energy can
would you
be
refuse
off. And
looking woman sex?
That's he
would
said
I
he would.
refuse it? No.
Was that
Well, I mean, initially, I mean, that could start
I
if
mean
you can start off.
no, was that the question?
Yeah, the
Yes.
question was he said that you can be beautiful on the outside, but not so desirable
I,
on the
I mean
inside.
that I got that part, but I'm saying was that next question. Would you refuse a good looking woman sex? Was that the
Yes,
question?
that was my question. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
because
mean,
right.
see, it's more going on than just sex. I mean, it's like certain uh aspects of a woman is that turn you on outside of her body parts. But for the
Hmm.
most part, yeah. I mean, you want to look at something and admire what you're sleeping with. But I mean, that doesn't do the whole thing. I mean, it takes other stuff to sustain because, like I said, I mean, you could be the most beautiful woman in the world. Eventually, I'm gonna get tired of sleeping with you if you
How
just.
long though? Because we see
It won't take long. It doesn't. It
we have
doesn't
I
to
take
mean,
be
long.
okay,
honest.
It doesn't take long.
let me ask this. What if the sex is real good though?
That might help. I mean, if that's
I mean,
yeah.
what if she's toxic, but the sex is like
Yeah, I mean,
um
you just have to figure out a way to deal with her from afar, I guess. But yeah, you could do that. I could see that happening. But at the end of the day, I mean,
I mean,
I think it
right?
was Nas. It was Nas that said that. He said that, I forget how he said it, but I'm probably botching up his what he said. But basically, what he said was, he had pretty fine women, but it was the average chick that connected with him that when they broke up that had him hurt and crying. Have you ever heard that before?
I
I
have
Um,
not. I have
got
not,
yeah,
but I can
yeah.
see him.
Nas
Yeah.
said that. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
and and all guys can relate to that because I mean,
feel
it's
yeah.
And the same thing with females. I mean, energy is energy. I mean, you connect with, you know,
So you've heard
what
of,
we,
yeah. You had a question,
I
Jackie?
understand. So, what are some of the things that would make you want to explore a woman more deeply?
chemistry, energy, vibe. How do we interact with each other?
Hmm.
Um, it's just the normal stuff. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's not like we splitting atoms over here. It's connection. It's
But
energy.
CK, let me
Yeah.
ask you though. I'm gonna play Angel right
Well,
here.
y'all trying to get something else out of me, I guess,
But
huh?
let me ask you, no, seriously, because you're older now. You're older
Yeah,
now. Have
yeah,
you
a little bit.
all have you so are you you're out of religion, is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that. Yes,
Okay.
I've,
So
I've, I've pretty much always been out of religion.
okay. Okay, so now
Yeah,
we're going.
my
So
whole life.
I would like to find out, because we're talking spirituality with a relationship. Now that you see things a little differently, have you always um been this intuitive with a woman's frequency? Did that change when you grew, or more wisdom,
No,
or
it's funny. That's a good question because I'm of the belief that when you're younger, you're probably actually more in tune.
you think so?
Yeah, I think so. And the reason I say that is because, like, if you ever pay attention to, like, have you ever met people that have like been together since high school?
Hmm.
They still together. So
I
I'm not.
I kind of got to interject there. They together, but they didn't. They not faithful. They
Yep.
fight. They're
I yeah,
I'm
part
not
of
sure.
it too.
I'm not sure because I know personally some couples that have been together since high school,
Yeah,
and no relationship is perfect. And of course, there's going to be disagreements and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're still very much committed to each other. Now, I don't know
yeah.
about the ins and outs of marriage or anything like that, but from what I understand, or at least what they portray, they seem to be still
Fine.
committed.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at too. I mean, and I think it's a combination of things. I think that when you're younger like that, you can actually
mhm,
grow together. And I
mhm.
also think that you're more pure when you're younger. You're not as contaminated. So by the time you get to our age, and I'm only
Yeah,
25,
I
but
totally
by the time you
disagree with both of y'all. I totally disagree. I have seen relationships seem to be
yeah,
more toxic, from conforming and just ritual habits, just tolerating a person, but still committed. Because some relationships I have seen are together out of trying to keep a word of, I'm going to stay married, or I'm going to be with, because I said I was going to do it. But they really
correct.
have not connected on a spiritual level to keep, or you know what I mean, like conversation. They get tired of each other real quick. And that's because the connection has been disconnected. So I see a lot
Well,
of that. It's like Cat
but,
Williams said, the people that should be together ain't together. The people that's together don't need to be together. It's like,
well, it's different
Well, I
schools of thought. It's different schools of thought on that. I mean, like, let's just take arranged marriages for example. They're actually pretty successful.
well, they're
heard
cousins. You know that, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
they're cousins. So
Yeah, they're related. Yeah, they usually keep everything in the bloodline.
so I can
I think
imagine
that,
how that would work.
and see, and that's just like even in our community. I mean, like back in the day. I mean, I think we have to really like sit down and look at this stuff and kind of like really, really dig into it and examine, everything. We need to, especially in our community because we're trying to solve problems. Um, so like relationships are really like it's more of a commitment and like a duty, so to speak.
that.
So it's
I
you take your feelings out of it and how you think
exactly.
it's like being in the military. This is a
I
duty. You got to
wholeheartedly.
see this through. So
So
how
does
you
your
feel,
so
it don't
integrity
it
means
don't matter.
nothing. Integrity means nothing.
No,
Because
I'm
you're
not
going to be
saying
the
that.
duty to be together. Is that
No,
what you're?
Well, what I'm saying is like say for instance, one of the biggest issues that we have in our community is that's probably is the biggest issue is broken homes. Now, you got some people saying, well, it's better to have a child that's in a loving home versus a child
I
that's in a
agree.
house where there's a lot of strife. I can understand that. But from what I see, to me, it just appears that, kids usually are better off if they grow up in a home with two parents.
I
Because
kind of disagree, but I like your perspective. I think it's in an imaginary world that's great, but as a life coach, I've have several clients who actually have experienced and wish their parents would have broken up because they could have been friends and they could feel the energy because it's all about energy in a house. And if you're
absolutely,
if the child and children are very intuitive, you
absolutely.
know they can pick up a lot of things. Like one of my friends told me when she was little, she could tell, and it came out later in the wash, that her auntie was sleeping with her
Dad.
father. She could pick the energy up,
Yeah,
but she
absolutely.
didn't know how to voice it at that age. You understand what I'm saying? So later
Yeah,
on,
definitely.
you know, that type of things scar relationships. So she has a trust issue with
Correct.
family. So sometimes I don't think that's good. But I had a question for you to follow up
So,
on.
so let me ask you this. Let
Mhm.
me ask you this. So if we go all the way back to the beginning, and let's just say we starting out, how do human beings come about?
They come about with the man and the woman doing the do with just them two, and the eggs swimming up that portal of life and
Correct.
venturing off to the left or the right of the fallopian tube and doing the
I got
do.
mine on too.
Yes, 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 yes.
I
So
guess what I'm trying to say though is like so in the design of of a man, a woman, and a child, the ideal prototypical situation is the man and the woman raising the child because both of them have
oh, it's
something.
definitely needed. Yes.
Now, of course, in a breakdown situation, now you got to compromise and you got to create. But the original design, it's just like,
Oh, I
um,
agree.
yeah. How can I say this? It's just like, let's just say, um, I bought a TV with a TV antenna on it. Well, the antenna on the TV broke, so I compromised and put a hanger on there. It still works, but the original design was for the antenna
Right,
that came with the TV.
right.
So I think that's more so where I'm trying to come from is more
No,
so
I totally agree. It's like, um, the things we eat have been processed, and the more natural, the better, of course. But through economic circumstances, we might purchase something a little less expensive to eat. Some might choose McDowell's.
and
Others,
here's another point too. It's a guy I listen to on I follow on social media, and he always says this, and this is so true.
mhm.
He said, you know what? Families run the world, and they
Okay.
don't want no competition.
Huh?
Families run the world, but they don't want any competition. In other words, like you think of a named family, like say for instance the Rockefellers or the Bushes or the Trumps or the
Right. The Borgias.
Eisenhowers
Yes.
or you understand? It's all the Walmart, the Walton family or the Hilton family or
Right.
in other words, the family is like the nucleus of it, everything stems from the family.
The narcissistic families want rule over everything. Dominion. Yeah.
I love you guys, but I think off topic. I think he's trying to get away from trying to spill the beans. He's trying to get away from letting out the secrets on male intimacy.
And you know what? I'm so glad you said this, Star, because we're going to channel this back. And I totally agree with you. And you know what I'm going to tell you?
Oh, you're not.
We're going to home back in on this because
we'll
talk
about that later.
I wanted to get back on topic with intimacy.
Male and female intimacy.
What is a definition for intimacy for you, for a man? What do you feel is intimacy is?
I mean, from my perspective, I mean, I would say it's just, being able to be like completely naked in front of another human being. I mean, nothing.
Is that spiritual, or are you talking physically too? You talking take it all off, or what are you talking?
I mean, everything is a mirror of each other: spiritual, physical, mental. I mean,
we're trying to get this out of you. You see this, sister?
Yes, I see it. He's,
No, I'm answering the question. I mean, it's like so intimacy to me is like being able to be vulnerable with your mate or whoever. It could be a close friend or whatever. Nowadays we got all kind of stuff going on. It could be two men and two women. I don't subscribe to that, but that's what we're dealing with. But I guess it's just being connected to another person in a way to where it's no shame or it's nothing to hide.
Okay,
completely open.
Good answer. Now let me ask you this: have you had you remember the song by, I don't know how old you guys are, but OJ's he said, "Your body's here with me, but your mind is..." So
that happens a lot.
Right. So have you have relationships and relations? You got relations going on. Can you have have you had an experience where you were trying to be intimate with someone, but it just turned out sexual? You were trying to get intimate with someone, but it just turned out to be a sexual experience.
No, I can't say that I had that.
Oh, okay. So you've never had a woman that you just had sex with. Every time you've had sex with a woman, it's been intimate.
Oh, no. I misunderstood the question. No,
okay.
Absolutely not. I mean, a lot of times it's just sex. I mean, but sometimes you can.
Is the goal intimacy though? Is the goal for sex always
I
intimate?
Think everybody really wants to be.
So, whoa. So you are saying that when a man is looking for sex from a woman, that he's actually seeking intimacy every time?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, so see, that's what I asked. That's what I asked.
That's definitely not what I said. What I'm saying is sometimes every man, every human, I believe, desires to be like, with what we would call.
Come on, let it out. Come on.
Unfortunately, I just feel like a majority of us never find it, and I'm not sure I've ever had that.
Okay, so that's what I asked you. So you've had intimacy, you've had relations, you've had some sexual relations, but you didn't have always the intimacy within the sexual relation.
Well, I mean, that's like it's a sliding scale, because sometimes
because we're trying to hear from a man's perspective, because for women, Sister Jackie and I may have a different.
Right.
Of course y'all do. I mean, it's with a woman for the most part. Now you got some women out here that's like guys, but for the most part, for a woman is opening up her body. That's like sacred to her. It's more
so
sacred.
Men's bodies isn't sacred. Y'all bodies aren't sacred.
Yeah, but we just built different. I mean, men.
Okay, that's what I'm asking, because I'm trying to see if you being spiritual would be different from being with a man who is religious. But I'm seeing that the conversation is probably going to be the same, because
no, not at all. Not at all. No. So we kind of going off on the sidetrack. But let me say this. I see what you're saying. You're right. The more spiritual a man is, the more he is disciplined with his penis,
That's
the
that's
more
where I'm
he,
getting at. See, now you see,
yeah,
sister.
Okay, thank
yeah.
you.
Now
Uh,
that's true. That's very factual. The more a man, the more spiritual or the more connected a man is, the more he is. He's able to look at females and see other stuff besides body parts. He can see
Right.
her personality and her worth and her value and her inner parts. That's not facts. I agree with that.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Um, Majority of us are out here running around, and we have like no hardly any spirituality.
And
As
that's where
far
I'm
as I'm
getting.
concerned, I think it's easier for women to kind of connect with that type of stuff than it is with guys. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the emotional side of y'all or the nurturing side of y'all,
Mhm.
but I think guys are kind of late to the party on that level.
I
Why
don't.
do you think that
I
is?
Whatever
don't.
reason.
I don't understand.
Well, what I'm saying is like women, for whatever reason, they seem to be like more in tune with like spiritual type stuff versus
Oh,
men. Men usually get there later.
Mhm.
okay.
Um, and it may be harder for us to be that way because of
Why?
how we're built.
Why?
Um,
Now, see, I think that's kind of so. If we go back to the original premise of what you said, CK, when you said originally, the man and the woman and the child organically connecting and in the household together. So, wouldn't the creator have already thought that you guys are built that way to stay and be spiritual as well, right?
yeah,
So it kind of
yeah,
sounds like you can't have it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like men get a y'all give you y'all give yourselves a scapegoat. Well, we just not built that way. Why aren't you built that way? If we're all from DNA, from the spiritual aspect. I'm not talking
correct,
because the
We're
spirit
not.
controls the body.
correct. I don't know. I mean, just an observation that I make. I mean, it just seems to me like females or women are more like, uh, y'all are more caring and
It's some hoish women out here now. Come on now.
yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, I know
There's some
some,
hoish women out here.
but
There's
I
some
guess,
hoes in this house.
and
It's a
I
lot
could be
of them.
wrong.
It's a lot
I
of
could
them.
be wrong, and I could be wrong about this, but I do understand this that the more that a man is in tune spiritually, the more his decisions are more precise. What he does is he's not out here just running through a whole bunch of females. I know that. And you're very selective of who you even talk to or deal with because you're looking at it from the aspect of everything is connected when you start getting into that spiritual side. Every action has a reaction somewhere. um, you're not just out here just running around trying to sleep with everybody. You're trying to find somebody that you can build with and you can grow, who you can bounce off of,
Right.
etc.
So, which leads me to a question. Can men really control themselves and
Absolutely,
sleep with one person? Is
it's
that possible?
it is. That brings up another
It-
topic, but yeah,
o-
it's possible.
Is
It's
it
just discipline.
possible? Is it possible in actuality, or is it possible in theory?
No, it's actually possible. However, uh so now we're getting into a whole nother topic. Now you're getting into like polygamy and all that, which I believe in that, but because of how men are built. But even in that scenario, that still requires some spirituality too to do it the correct way. Because first of all, you gotta pick a wife and you gotta, when you have all these women like that, you have to be responsible and take care of them as well as the kids.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
I don't think our community in America knows how to do what the other countries know how to do physically
we,
and
we're
have the
doing it
money to take care of both households and everybody under
right.
household. I don't
Right.
Well,
think
see,
our men are
we're,
equipped for that.
we're not, and
Okay.
but
So
we're still doing that. We're just not calling it that. But we're doing it. It's called that's my baby mama, and I got 5 of them.
Facts.
But
So
no,
yeah,
we're not. I have to
I
disagree
mean,
because
that's, I mean, it's not the same, but
it's just not. It's not.
it's not
It's not organized. It's not
well,
right.
I have to
structured,
still
and it
disagree. I'm
doesn't
gonna say
happen.
why. I want to say this. In order to say you got 5 baby mamas, you have to be equipped like Nick Cannon with 8 kids to be able to take care of them. See, we
Right.
got brother moons out here
I I agree.
with
I
five
just That's what I
kids,
just
and
said.
they can't
Mhm.
say that they're
Right.
Correct.
that's a
So
difference. So I can't
that's what
agree
Right.
I
with
mean.
that.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I,
happening, but it's not the right way. It's just it's rigged up.
right. I'm saying
But
I
let
agree
me
with
say this. Let me say
it's
this.
still I
Let
agree
me
with him
throw this in there too.
that it's happening,
To kind of
not necessarily the right way, but it's happening.
Sister,
yeah, it's
your
happening.
phone's breaking up too, Sister.
Yeah, yeah, it was breaking up. Let me say this too. From a biological perspective, um, like men reproduce sperm every day. Women are born with the amount of eggs that they're gonna have for the rest of their life. Y'all
Right,
don't get any more new eggs. So biologically speaking, men can just keep, making babies for until they're dead, basically.
right.
Women is different.
Hmm.
Y'all have a certain, and that's enough that plays into, women are supposed to be protected and all this, because because what you're protecting is those eggs. You can't have those eggs exposed to all this trauma and all these toxins. You gotta protect the eggs. So men
Wow.
are different because we produce sperm every day. So
Right. And
so
let's yeah, that's a good
that
point.
kind of plays into the polygamy part. I mean, and that's very triggering. I mean, especially in our society nowadays, because the truth of the matter is, I mean, we do have guys that are not like being men. So women hear that and they get it, rightfully so. I mean, y'all get irritated because y'all see guys doing that right now today, but they're not doing the responsible part of it. They just making babies and they're not taking care of
Right.
them.
And Brother Keith says, I don't need 2 women, not unless she brings her in when I was younger. Yes, he tried that. So, I have to piggyback on that because I think he makes a good point. I think I'm not a man, but I have boy cousins, and I was raised by wolves by my boy cousins. They taught me much game. So
Okay.
they would always, want the 2 women in the bed. Is that still a fantasy for older men? Do you have you without busting yourself out, CK? Do you have
Fantasy of being of 2 women. Of
hey,
course.
get him, Jackie! Tag team!
No, no.
Here's the thing, though. Yeah, every man kind of fantasizes about that. Yeah, hey, what, that's, I mean, like I said, biologically speaking, I have a hard time believing that men were really created to be jacked with just one woman. I do. I mean, but now, is that going to play out in today's time in
Hell
this
no.
country right now? No,
Hell no.
that's not happening, and the men can't really expect that to happen because we're not in a position to be able to support that. Facts. So, based off of that, I mean, unless you can hold something like that down, you shouldn't even really be trying to do that because
Now you know what
that takes a lot of
yeah.
responsibility, and you have to actually be more disciplined in something like that than you
Yeah, and
do.
that's what Sister Shirley said. She said, if you love your soulmate, nothing is hard to work on, period.
I agree
That's
with that.
that's a good point.
I mean,
And
because you're more flexible and you're more willing when you got
mhm,
when you got a connection, you're more
yes.
you're more willing to be in. But when you're in there and the energy is off, you fighting, you got your guards up, you ready to go to
Yeah.
war, and just make
Hmm.
it easy to break up.
Right.
So I
And
agree with that.
yeah, and then she also stated, Sister Shirley says, making love and having sex is 2 different things, which I want to talk
Mhm.
about. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Sister. Much love. Thank you all
Right.
again for tuning in. Please like, comment, share this broadcast because it's important that we understand and understand how spiritual people connect and how we grow on a different frequency from yesteryears to today and in the future. So let's talk about the
So,
difference between what she said, making love.
and I got a point I want to make, but go ahead.
Mhm.
We're gonna talk about that.
I mean, you can make your point real quick, but don't forget, I want you to come back on that.
Oh, no, I'll come back to that. Go ahead.
Okay.
We'll keep going.
So, you know, there's words called mind fuck. Can a woman mentally stimulate you so much? This
Yeah,
are men sapiosexuals like women
yeah,
or no?
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. See, here's the thing. Now actually, this kind of ties into what I was going to say before
Okay.
you made that statement. It's like male and female interaction is more than actually relationships or sex or love. It's actually like, I mean, we supposed to be working with each other throughout the day in this way. Women are supposed to be the feminine side and the man are supposed to be the masculine side. And that don't mean we
Yeah.
gotta hook up and get together. We can be working on business together, and those same aspects still work together, even when we haven't even touched each other, or we don't even intend to
Okay.
touch each other. It's not going in that direction, and
Have
we
you
understand.
always been that way? Have you always liked intelligent women, or
Of course, I mean,
because a
I
lot
don't.
of men don't? The reason that's what I mean. That's what I'm
I,
asking.
I, I personally, I have never really even, and not even when I think back on it. I mean, most of the women that I've ever dated were usually educated females. I never really dealt with like the, I shouldn't say that because that's
Well,
stereotypical.
education and street smart all come into play
That's
with
true. That's true.
intellectualizing. So,
And that's very true
mhm,
because and that's and that's something, yeah, like a lot of street people or hood people that we would look down. No, no, those people are very intelligent and also, and they're able, I mean, really, when you sit down and talk to them and you see how they think, it's like, it's really no difference. I mean, they're just as polished. They just don't have the degree, so to speak, but they're on the
mhm.
level. So,
So you would
I mean,
take an intellectual woman. Would you as well, Jackie? Would you take an intellectual man, and CK? Would you take an intellectual woman who is not as sexy, or would you date her, or do you need a complete package, or what are you two looking for if you were looking for a relationship?
yeah. I mean, truthfully, to be honest, I mean the pretty the face, the shape, and the body, it could draw you in, but is
Right.
it gonna keep you? Not necessarily. I
Hmm.
mean that I mean at the end of the day, that has absolutely nothing to do with being able to live with a person every day for the rest of your life. It really doesn't. I mean, it looks good on a picture, and you like looking at that person, but that's gonna wear off if her personality is not
Okay.
somebody that you can get along. And I mean, I that's how I see it. Now, I mean,
Okay.
it may
And
be some other
Jackie?
guys out there.
You put me on the spot.
Yes.
Oh my,
Yeah, you're on the
Because we
spot.
haven't heard much of you, and I'm
because
so glad we got Brother Moon talking, but I
I
would like to hear your
the brother
answer
moon
on that.
over here. I am listening to Brother Moon over here. Personally, at this point in my life, peace is my most prized possession.
Okay.
Right.
And so
So are
I
you are you like a nun, a monk? You don't want sex is not in the equation. I'm asking, would you take an
oh
intellectual man
no
who
no no
could
no
not give you sex?
no. I'm thinking I would prefer no. I want the whole package. I want the whole package. I want somebody that looks good to me, whose energy matches mine,
Hmm.
that, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's,
Keith,
you know,
Keith make a good point though.
mindset and everything like that. But are his physical looks as important as the rest of that? No.
Okay. So,
I,
Brother
I would
Keith.
go outside
Mhm.
of my normal type that physically looks good to me if the other things match.
Okay, so Brother Moon Key says, how do you date somebody you're not attracted to?
He didn't say
Absolutely.
that at
I
all.
agree with that
I
100%.
totally agree with
But
that.
but
Right.
what is attraction though? What is attraction? Is it just physical, or is
Well,
it mental and spiritual?
Right.
well,
All of them
yes,
always go together.
It's total,
So
yeah,
I want the total package. I
yeah,
want it all.
yeah, and
yeah. I mean,
which leads me to a question:
I want it all.
what is sexy? What does a man view as sexy? Because women, I'm sure Jackie and I are going to be able to, you know, expound on that. What
well,
is
Right.
sexy
sexy?
is, I mean, shape. I mean, that's sexy, but like I said before, I mean, that may start it off, but I mean, sexy is a lot more than just a shape.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. What is
Right. Be
It's
sexy?
it's
specific.
it's,
I mean,
it's
rest,
feminine. I
we
mean,
need a
it's feminine.
list.
It's like soft. I mean,
Sexy is soft. So sexy. Let me give my interpretation of sexy. Then I'd like for everybody to give me 3 characteristics in the form of an adjective what sexy is to you. Okay, so sexy to me is um, a mental confidence. I like a man who's very that's sexy to me. Confidence is sexy.
both of them are.
Assuredness and swag, meaning, he dressed good, he smells good, and he has that like, ooh, either a bald head or put his head together, and he's assured of himself, you know.
I
Um,
love it.
that's sexy to me. So
I love
I'd
Yeah.
it
like to hear you, Sister
personally.
Jackie. Come on, Jackie.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So
I agree with
honestly,
Keith.
I promise you, I don't want to answer that question.
Then you
Why?
got to answer. You got
I,
to.
Yeah. Thank you.
I, I
Thank
don't,
you. Thank you.
I,
I mean, you can repeat what she said because
I
I've heard several women say
Oh,
the same
I'm gonna
thing.
give no, I'm gonna give my sister a big amen on all that. I share it, all that. I promise you.
Right.
I mean,
But
because I've seen unattractive dudes, I kid you not, like Shabba Ranks, like, God damn. He's
girl, 50
sexy.
is ugly to me. 50 is just, but
But sexy is not
woo,
about
woo,
sexy is to me,
it's not.
is
It's
not
not.
about
So,
It's
face.
real.
so let me ask you this: why is that important? Like, why is it important for what makes being confident and all that in a
Because
man
it makes
sexy
me
to a
want
woman?
to
Follow him, submit
let
to
me
him.
say this for me. I can't speak because Jackie don't want to speak. Jackie, you gotta speak
Oh,
now.
I'm
Now, now,
kind
now, 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 anime, you
of
gotta speak.
Yeah, go
okay.
ahead and say something, Jackie.
Okay.
But
Come.
I guess I'm trying to make a point. But go ahead. And the reason I say that, well, let me go ahead and make my point. I'll just say that.
Thank you,
So,
Sister Shirley.
so, so what happens is like women are usually attracted to confidence because that means that man is probably a good leader, and that's what women are attracted to, leaders.
Yes.
So
There you go.
men are different. So men are kind of like attracted to women that are like willing to follow to a certain extent or willing to let you lead. That is attractive. And that's another reason why we have so many problems in our community right now. Because a lot of our women are like super developed and our men are like, we got work to do. I mean, we just do. That's just a fact. I mean, a lot of brothers gonna get mad at me for saying that, but it's true.
That is true.
So that
When
causes a
you're a
lot
real
of
man,
problems.
you can say it. So when you're a real man, you
Yeah,
don't worry about the
yeah,
backlash. That's good.
exactly. I mean, I know it's not gonna, I mean, I'm all for the brothers. I mean, I know we can work this out and we can fix this stuff, but that's basically the dynamics that play out in our community.
Now we got some questions, so we're gonna ask the panel this. Keith, you bringing it in, Sister Shirley. Y'all bringing it.
Yeah,
Do
and you
you?
always go
Yes.
for the kiss. I
At the
don't
end
care
of the
how
night, wait a minute. If you just went out with a young lady,
it don't
that
matter. You
you
always do.
still going for it?
You just that's
Yes.
standard.
Why
That's
would
the
why
practice.
wouldn't I? Now, explain to me why I wouldn't go out for go to the
Is
My
kiss.
that
breath
standard
good.
practice?
My breath good.
Right. That's standard practice.
Why wouldn't I go for the kiss? So let me
Okay.
ask you this.
Okay. So
So
because I
you're a
am
female,
one that
right? If
you. I mean,
if you go out with a date on me and I don't make no moves like you, well, how you gonna feel?
You
Just
know what? I'm gonna have to agree with
that
my
we
brother
might.
Moon right
I
there.
might feel we had a very nice
just
evening.
I agree. I'm gonna disagree, my sister. I love you, but I'm gonna agree with my brother CK. I think women, real women, we want a man a little bit managed and let us say no. But if he doesn't ask, we like, God damn, what happened?
yeah, you know,
I
go for the kiss,
here's the
even
thing.
if I know I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna try. And
Let
I'm
me
gonna try
say this.
more than one
I
time.
agree. Sister
A lot of
Shirley's, yeah, go ahead,
I
sis.
don't want to answer a lot of these questions because I mean, like
Well, why?
I'm in
Don't
Look,
worry. Nobody ain't gonna see it.
and this and I'll tell you why I don't want to answer these questions a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It's
Well, you're
because
gonna be using the court of law against you or something.
no, I'm
do you
saying I'm
solemnly swear that you are telling the truth?
no, no, I'm saying that I am in transition
Oh, you don't
and
want to
I
give out no. You don't want to give out no
right, I am I
no
am I
no
am getting
intel.
divorced. I am in the process of getting divorced and we are live on the internet. So
Okay,
I don't want to
please,
give
because she won't answer them. So, can,
information
right,
because then men are hunters. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Men are
Yeah.
hunters and they coming for it. So I don't want to give too much away, especially on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Because
I'm just saying, men. So here we are under attack. Our men are under attack. They need to be
true.
Yeah.
men and hunt. And they have
That's true.
to show the difference between an emasculated man and a real man. A real man, I agree with CK, is going to go for it with
And
tactfulness, though.
and okay.
Right,
Right.
CK?
And
Right.
and
We're not
believe me,
racist. We ain't
I'm
finna,
a
we
I'm
finna
a
rape you, but we gonna show try
I'm appreciate
to
it. I'm
get
a
what we're trying to get.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna appreciate it too. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Of
I
course
just
you are, and see women. See, that's something I learned, man. When you can't really, and I hate. No, I ain't gonna say that. But what I will say is this: you can't really go by that because women really, truthfully, that I don't care how much she tells you. Oh, I can't believe you did that. Whatever.
You know,
but
she
but
should
that's
be,
going
yeah,
back to that being our choice though.
yeah.
That's going back to us. It's our choice.
Women control sex. I mean, y'all
Right.
do. So I
Yeah,
mean,
And
and
nothing
like
going
Sister
down unless
Shirley
a woman
said,
is really, yeah.
yeah, he can
so
go for it and I can refuse it. But it's
let me go back.
Right.
Can we go back to a point that he made
okay.
about the submission,
Yeah.
the submission part?
Yeah.
When we're talking about spiritual people and
Correct.
we're talking about people that understand the importance of balance,
Correct.
okay? I believe that the energies submit to one another, okay? But when we're talking about the type of submission you're talking about, as far as letting men take the lead, I don't think that real women, even alpha women, have a problem with letting a man lead. The problem
Yeah.
comes in when we don't, first of all, feel like you are competent to lead,
Correct. I agree.
that you are in a position to lead,
Ashe.
Correct.
Yeah.
and that we are going in the right direction.
Yes.
If
Because
Absolutely.
it goes, I totally
with
agree.
all three of those things,
Yeah.
and you are not sure of yourself when we're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing, and I
That's where the confidence comes
that's
in.
why, right, and
Yeah.
and that's where the confidence comes in,
Correct.
because if you don't have the confidence in the direction that we going, how the hell am I supposed to submit to what you're talking about?
Right.
What?
Which goes
Absolutely.
back to we have to
I
separate
agree.
this again from religion, from spirituality, because in that lying Bible, it says women submit to your husbands. See, but that was from a narcissistic male's point of view who didn't give the real point of view of what Sister just said. You have to be able to lead
Well,
because
let me say this. Let me say this. So look at it like this. Who really running things? Are the men really running it, or are the women really running it?
Come on now.
you already know the answer, and that's the problem.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So let's just like your computer, right? Men would represent the hardware, and what do women represent?
The software, I got it.
Correct. It's just like
Got you.
your mind. The men represent the conscious mind, the women represent the subconscious mind. Which one is really running the show?
The subconscious.
Yeah, and that's really how it plays out.
Yeah, but
So
that's what
women
I'm
have
saying. We
so
can't
women have a
follow.
women have a different position. So it's just two different types of power. Men have authoritative type power, and women have influential type power, where y'all influence us. See, that's very powerful. Influence is very
Well, we
powerful.
know that's
But
powerful because
It's
but
just
when
like
those but when
the wind controlling a ship on the sea, something like that. It's y'all kind of. That's why earlier when we said intuitive, like women kind of just. So it's not nobody's really being dominated. It's just two different
right,
types of
right. When
power.
those two energies
So
together
so
and
so
focus them in
everybody is fighting each other, but it's not no fight. It's really like when we
right.
working together.
I don't think spiritual women are in, and this as a spiritual woman, I don't think we're in competition or battling a spiritual man. I think when the two come together, they do truly come as the unk. Like I
So,
really
so,
do
so
believe
let me
that.
ask y'all this: Who was smarter, men or women?
We are.
Um,
Absolutely.
I would say honestly, I'm gonna have to disagree. You know why? Because there's a lot of beautiful women playing fools for men who ain't even worthy. So I think the man kind of is the smartest one who's actually able to manipulate. That takes a lot of
Well,
manipulation to do
That's
that.
that doesn't mean he's smarter than her.
it,
That just means that she's
I
emotional and he's probably
He's
playing
pretty
on her
pretty
emotions.
silly to do that. She's pretty silly to follow a man who doesn't know how to lead himself. She's not that smart.
well, but you know what?
I don't think
Everybody
it's that.
does.
I think women are very smart, smarter than us, because y'all have to be like everything is about balance. I mean, men are
I mean,
physical
I would
beings.
have to say that's an open. I don't think it's either or. I think when you operate under spirituality, you become enlightened, and then you both, if you're both enlightened, then you can both influence each other, and there's no head or no tail. But Sister says open and honest conversation, humor, laughter, sharing all things, good, bad, and indifferent, love making, and it's wonderful to have some role playing.
What kind
Which
of role?
brings us to this. Is
Okay, then.
role playing even done anymore? Do people over 40s do role play still?
I don't even know. I can't even answer that.
So what, you ain't over 40 or
I would
what?
love to.
What?
I'm 25. I
I
don't
would
know
love to.
how old y'all are.
I'm
I
15.
love.
I shouldn't even be on this broadcast.
I'm
This,
52
this
and
is
proud
not
of
gray.
it.
This is silver. So it's just
Right.
genetic
You
defect.
prematured early.
Yeah. And my hair
Premature.
fell out. It didn't
So
start
is
growing yet.
foreplay important, or is it just to go for the
No, man, we got time for that. We going in there for. I'm going in there like a jackhammer. No, I'm just playing.
ah?
Oh,
No, you're not.
Hey, it's a race. Who's gonna get there first? You better hurry
my
up.
God.
I'm-
Cletus, come on over, Cletus. I'm feeling Cletus, I'm feeling moist, Cletus.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I mean, foreplay is probably more. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I mean, men like
Role playing and foreplaying is two different things now.
it is.
Is that
I mean,
important in a
I would love
at
to
our age, I mean, you gotta
because
have
I like good
foreplay. I
stuff.
mean, we're 25
I
and
like
up now, so we gotta have
stuff like
foreplay.
that. So,
I agree, Brother Keith. Uh hell yeah. Fun, sexy, crazy night is a must. Man, my kind of brother. Dang, see what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: How many times a day or a week do you need to have sex?
Whoo,
it
okay.
depends on
Tell the
the
truth.
energy.
Okay, but
It
he's saying,
Yeah,
depends
what would you
I
on
like?
agree.
of the man. It depends. Well, no, not on the man. It just depends on the energy of the couple, because there's been
Well,
times where I am good with, hey, once a week, once or 2 weeks. And then there's been situations I done been in where,
got to give me that right now, every day,
like,
huh?
look, I could be mad we could be in an argument. Look, I'm mad at you, not him. Give me my shit, and then they'll talk to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Well,
just me.
see, that person probably had either a strong connection with you, or he did something right for us and keep your down below a little bit more.
Right. And I agree with Sister Shirley. If you do role playing and foreplay, it keeps the relationship
It does.
it sparks it. And I do think a lot of people still love their spouses and are married to them, but they're just not doing the things that they've always wanted them to do, but they're not willing to do it. And you guys all know I'm trying to be. There's two words I wrote and I put it in the Urban Dictionary, and you can go look it up. One is a la la man, and one is a whoa whoa girl. And I'm gonna leave it there. So, how
Oh,
important is oral sex and role playing to a relationship? Can it destroy your relationship?
Yeah.
wait. How can oral sex destroy your relationship?
If you're not getting it, can it?
Oh, okay.
Come on, sister, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah, I mean, if that's
I'm
what they
just
want,
trying to clarify to make sure everybody's on the same page. That's all.
yeah, I think it can.
Huh?
I said I think it can. I think it could destroy a relationship. Um,
If you don't get oral sex, is
the other
oral
person
sex
is
that
like,
important?
it kind of go both ways. I've heard women say, I don't really like that. I rather have the feeling of whatever, then some women will say, hey, well, you ain't gonna know.
Thank
You ain't
God
gonna
for
go down.
Well,
So, I've heard both ways.
that.
So I don't know
My
if
face
they
is
have some.
at
Is
all.
that true though? I
I
mean, like,
think
what do women really
But I don't
feel?
know. I can't speak for any other woman.
what happened. I
If
missed
I
something I was reading. What?
No, I said, like, I've heard women say that they don't really, you can be down there doing whatever, and they be like, "Come on, just give me the,
Oh, well, now
the
if you're not
wood,"
doing
or whatever.
if
They don't
you're
want you
not
to
doing it,
do that. Then you have other women say, "Well, you ain't gonna
okay,
do it now." I mean,
let me say
like,
this, if you're not
like,
doing it right, then yes, we will say yes.
oh, that's what
We
it is.
just did.
Hey, we ain't
Yeah,
doing
We're
it
trying
now.
we're
We're
trying
gonna
to
waste
make you
time.
feel good because we
if
love
you
you.
don't know how to do it now, and you're in your
We
50s
I'm
or late
trying
40s,
to make you, we're trying to once again give you that encouragement.
But
yeah,
Like you,
I've heard women
but I'm
say that they don't really get
that
nothing
when
out of
you
that
know how to
though.
do it though, that's a whole different
right.
that's a
If women who
whole,
don't do
that's
it,
a whole
but
different color.
right, Brother Moon keeps said it can leave windows open if you're not open to satisfy
Absolutely.
your mate, and which is leads us to this observation.
So
If
how you supposed to get good at it? I mean, you got to practice.
Okay, well, you first of all, it starts with wanting to do it, right? Doesn't it start with wanting to do it? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
nobody wants to do a chore, right? If you say, "Okay, I'll do it," how are you going to enjoy that?
But that's where the energy comes in. If the energy matches, then we ain't got that problem.
Just an act of service, huh? You just got to be willing to serve.
I mean, if the energy is not there, then yeah, I mean, it depends on why you're in the relationship, or why, you know what I'm saying? There's some
That's
things
true. That now
that
that's very true because
it's
some
not
women like
necessarily my thing,
it's true,
but
and I'm quite
it's
sure
because,
y'all.
but because he likes it, then okay, I'll do it for him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? To do
that's
my
true
thing,
though.
you
I agree
know.
with you on that. I agree with you
I
on that.
believe
Like
in reciprocation. I believe in reciprocation.
yeah,
But
some women
everybody
just
is
like
not open to that, so they have like old school values, and the relationship won't probably ever prosper to that. So
right.
the man
But
or
you
the
have to
woman,
be
because I've
comfortable
had,
with sexuality to be able to do that, though. To
yeah,
be
but mhm.
you'd have to be really comfortable in your sexuality. If you have like sexual hangups, and I mean, there's people out there that, hey, have been sexually abused, that have been, you know what I'm saying, molested, raped, and things like that. So they're warped. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a good mental space to operate like that, you'd have to be comfortable in your own sexuality. You know what I'm saying? You have to be comfortable in the things that you do want to do, the things that you don't necessarily like, that you're willing to do for your mouth. And then you have to be comfortable enough to say, hey, I don't like this. No, this is a hard no.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I used to date a girl that happened to, and she told me that she didn't enjoy sex until me and her got together, and and I knew what it was. It wasn't. It was more of a she we had a connection, so she was able to open up is what it really
Right. So
was.
you guys had a level of intimacy once again that
Yeah,
Right.
we did.
she felt
Right.
We could
Comfortable
open up.
enough to open herself up to you like that.
right. And I
She
agree
told me
with
that.
Brother Moon Keith, who says, and y'all supposed to work that out from the beginning. I
N-
That's what I believe. I
Let me
believe
let me
So
say I disagree a little bit.
okay.
I say that that's the fun and exploration.
oh
Well,
yeah,
but
you might
he or
find
she
something you
has
don't
to be
want.
willing to explore though. So
Right. And
that's why
I'm
you have to work it out in the beginning.
talking in a
Yeah.
context, a woman and a man that are vibing, that we got the right energy together. We're vibing and everything like that. We're comfortable. I'm good with his masculine energy. He's good with my feminine energy. Everything's flowing and everything like that. Then the fun is in the exploration.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So say for instance you got a person that you vibing with and y'all just connecting and all of this here, but the sex just ain't no good. Is that gonna
I
work?
was just getting ready to say that. I think that's
Probably not gonna work.
I think that it could. I think it could work because that person may not leave though. See, I agree.
It it
You're
could.
just not gonna buy into it all the way, but you love that person, but it's never
So
the
you gonna
sex
so
you
you gonna
wanted.
cheat on them?
I've never cheated in my life, so I
There's
don't know.
you can
I mean,
do.
let's be honest. I mean,
There's other things.
I look at it. I look at it like this.
Sex is
Like let's
very
just say
important to me. So
if I had a wife and I wasn't and I knew I couldn't satisfy her, but I really cared about her, I mean, what am I gonna do? And vice versa.
well, I'm gonna tell you what a woman gonna
You're
do.
gonna take the time to learn what she likes.
A
And
Hold
woman,
on.
there's other
Let me hear what Majette finna say because I think I
no,
know what she.
no. Women
What? Go
operate
ahead.
totally different than men.
Oh no,
Men
they don't.
stay in
Go
that
ahead.
relationship, okay, and punish themselves and then reward themselves with another woman. Women, when she finds that man that she clicks with spiritually and sexually, she's saying goodbye to that relationship. And that's when the man can't handle it. And we see it on 10 o'clock news, unfortunately.
Well, I can. Let me say this. I'm not going to incriminate
real.
myself, but I will say
Uh
this.
oh. Uh oh.
That's not true all the way because I'm telling you. I mean, sometimes women are in situations
Women don't
when,
let men touch them when they tired, when they don't want it. Did you notice that? Most
yeah,
women,
absolutely.
but men
But
will still
women
go
are
with
also,
that woman, their wife, and still get their rocks off. Should
but
y'all say it like
no,
that? But women won't do that.
women will tip out too. Women will tip out and they'll keep the marriage going and
But they're not
uh
going to give that man anymore. They're not going to give their husband anymore. He can get it maybe once a
well,
year. I have friends that
depends.
have done that.
That's
Yeah, it depends. Now it depends on what's the dynamics in their relationship because sometimes like say for instance like let's just say uh
let
a
me
younger
just
woman
say it.
marries an older man.
Right.
That's gonna be
She
a
you
whole
know
issue for me
it's not yeah it's not that
personally.
he probably didn't satisfy her probably to a point now where he can't. She's still running so she wants to
And,
so
but
They
okay,
what I'm
got
and
saying
pills.
is
and
They got
but
pills.
let me say this, and this is where the level of commitment comes into one another. Because let's face it, we're getting older. You know what I'm saying? And stuff don't work like it used to. So
well
does that
I
does
think
that
it's a mix. I
No,
think
but
it's a mix.
does
It's
that mean does
commitment, but
that
it's
mean
also
that because
understanding.
but I'm saying, does that mean that because he can't perform, like he used to 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Does that mean that I go tip out or anything like that? Or do I try to find a way to make it fun and exciting with him as long as he's willing to do that?
Well,
Well,
she
that
might.
sounds
Because
wrong. That sounds good, but
there
in the
are
real
other,
world,
I am saying,
in the
honey, that
real world, it's not gonna play out.
if you need assistance, it's out there for you.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'm
that's true.
saying
that
there's
sounds
help,
good, but when
there's
we
help to make sex interesting if you want to with your partner.
listen, I
But
got
that
you. I
comes
understand that. I know a lot of women that ain't gonna ever leave their husband ever until he die. However, he got
That's
help.
true. Yeah, when you I agree with Sister Shirley. When you trust and comfortable with your mate, it's easy. But a lot of people are. It goes back. They're faking the funk. They got
Yeah.
married for pretenses, and they don't want to please that man or that woman, and they won't go all out and on an excursion with their mate. Like what you're saying, Sister Jackie, you're supposed to explore, but they're not willing to do it because you know why? They don't really love that much. They don't
So
really.
what? So what is
Mhm.
love? Explain that. What is love?
Okay, go ahead, Sister. I'm gonna let you take the floor on that one.
why y'all
He threw the ball to you.
Tag team, get
ask,
them.
That's a hot potato.
hold on, wait a minute, because it was supposed to be us against him. What happened to
Okay,
that? What happened to getting the male
let me
perspective?
ride first. Let me ride first. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first.
Because that encompasses so much, and I could go for hours. So,
Well, there's a difference between love
okay,
and
I'll go
unlove.
first. I'll go first.
Okay.
I feel that love is a
Okay.
choice. I
It is.
feel that love is a choice.
I
Really?
agree.
Okay.
Because there's going to be times that, damn it, I don't like you.
Mhm.
But can I still remain committed to you? Even
That's a
though,
whole nother subject, though. Love and
I,
commitment and in love are three different things.
but I am right. Well, you asked me what was love. You
Mm-hmm.
asked me what was love to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel that love is a choice. And when you love somebody, then that means that you sacrifice. That means that you know, do what you're, but
What if
once
you fall
again,
out of love? What if you fall out of love and you just don't
but,
and you
but
don't want to do the oral sex anymore and you don't want sex once
hey,
a month and you know and you just don't like kissing him anymore or what do you do?
I can't speak on nobody else.
Okay, well I'm just saying because
I mean, I can't,
but you still have feelings for
you
that person, but
consult
it's just
your
not sexual.
ancestors. You consult with your ancestors, and you burn some sage, you get you some bath, you get with your
That ain't working.
and you sit up there and you talk about it because you have to, you know what I'm saying? Because these kind of things, we're talking hypothetical situations.
Well, but we have to talk this because this is
Right,
happening in people
but I'm
relationships right now, though.
saying you're in
Seriously.
the thick of things. When you're in the thick of things and real life situations, you know, now if we're talking about a spiritual heterosexual couple, we're talking about masculine, feminine energy and intimacy and stuff like that. Then if that is what I'm not talking about what is happening right now, but if that is the goal, then I feel that you as a person, when you share that connection and that intimacy and that commitment with a person, then you make an effort to grow together and to do what it takes to make sure that that aspect of your relationship is fulfilled by any means necessary.
Okay, so
I mean,
should she get
okay,
should she get
say by
breast implants if he
necessary,
wants
I'm not
that?
talking about, all that crazy stuff, but
But
Again,
should she get breast implants or should he get an implant for his penis if it's not big enough?
Well, we're talking about spiritual people.
Okay, but wait a
So
minute. The spiritual is still fed. The body, see, it's easier said than done.
you're right,
That's
but
right.
It's
I mean,
easier said than done.
I agree. I mean,
it's easier said than done. But if we're talking about spiritual people and we're talking about natural stuff, and this is the natural course of things, they got stuff you can buy.
But
I
what
guess
if the man is too proud to do it, or the woman just doesn't want?
Then that
it's,
goes back to being comfortable enough with your partner and willing to go outside of your comfort zone to make sure that that aspect of your relationship is met.
What if you grow out of love, and but you have love for them, and you're not in love with them anymore, and it's just not, the sex is just not there anymore?
Then that
But
would be, I think that would be the individual couple, because why would you stay together? People stay together for a lot of
a
different
lot
reasons.
of other reasons to stay
You know,
together. You
so
got
that would just
children,
really
you got
be
property, you got.
on the couple, because like personally, if things had he been able to respect my shift to spirituality, my leaving, had he been able to, and then the situation with us did not become volatile, I would have been content to stay and work, because you're not just leaving the person. When you're talking about a committed relationship and two people, it's not just about me and you. You know what I'm saying? You've now built a life together. You've now built a family together, and that's a lot to just move just because one particular aspect of your
But
relationship.
sex might still see, and that goes back to individual love languages. CK, do
Right.
you know your love language?
yes.
What is your love language in order?
Hmm. I don't know. I know one of them is touching and
So so
feeling.
so so that's physical touch. So that's
Yeah,
important to
physical
you.
touch. Hmm.
Physical touch is important to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sitar, I know you told me that was your top too.
That was my third. That,
Oh, okay. Okay. That was your third. So
that
now,
was
Probably acts of service. But go ahead.
so acts of service. So you like a woman that's romantic with you
Hmm.
and does things
what
for you?
what are some examples that you would consider acts of service?
Do we really got to say that?
Yeah.
uh,
No, I'm
you
not
use your imagination. I mean, come on,
no,
man. We kind of
no,
is this the G-rated or the R
I'm
X-rated version?
saying, like yesterday we posed two different questions. We posed two different scenarios. One act of service would be taking the time to think about planning a nice romantic evening, but another act of service would say, hey, I'm gonna take the kids away from the house for her while she gets some
Or
stuff done.
just take him
What
shopping. Would
so
you?
what would be
Yeah.
examples
Stop.
of
Come
acts
on,
of
Cletus.
service?
We need to hear you. Stop it.
I'm
You asked
it's
you a good
not
question.
specific to
I mean,
you.
yeah. I mean, it's that's the normal stuff. Cook me a meal or you know something
Okay.
like that. I mean, it don't got to be
I'm
nothing
saying,
over the top.
listen, sisters don't know anymore. So we need specifics. If you saying acts of service is like cook me a meal or something like that, then we need to
Does it
know.
have to be good? What if I can't cook?
Right.
I mean, I'll still stay with you. I mean, that's not going to be a deal breaker. I mean, not with me, but
Okay.
But I'm saying
eventually you got to get it together.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
of but
Eventually,
acts
what
of
if I
yeah,
service.
hire somebody to
eventually,
come cook for me, throw them
that's
out,
fine.
throw me some flour in my face, and say,
Right.
Hey, that'll
Betty
work. I'll
Parker.
take it.
Do
Hey,
you have some more examples?
I can't cook, so hey, we'll learn
So, but you
together, I
want
guess.
her to cook, but you can't cook. Now, what if that's one of her requirements?
Well, women want men to do stuff all the time they can't do.
Oh, like what? No, never mind. Never
Baby
mind.
stuff.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Because
You know what?
I'm a whole
Okay.
female, baby. I'm
It's
not.
true.
I'm right. You right. You right, sir.
I'm trying to tell you
I'm
that. I
agree
mean,
with
So,
women have
but
a
now,
long list of stuff.
okay,
Men
Oh
are
yeah.
now
very
see,
basic and simple.
now, CCK, you didn't open up a can of worms. So,
Um,
Oh,
I mean, let's face it. Just because I may know how to check the oil in a car doesn't mean I won't.
I like Keith. Keith, I love you. Brother
Come on.
Moon said you
You know what
shouldn't
I'm
lose your sex drive for a person for at least 4 years. Wow. I love that. So there's a time frame on sex for that person. What do you
Is
say
that
about that, CK?
east?
Um, I think that it just depends on who you with. Um, I mean, I mean, some people. No, I'm serious. Some people can, and I'm quite sure y'all experience this too. Some people can just draw stuff out of you, and you just, it's just it is what it is, and
It's
some people
natural.
just can't. Yeah, it's a natural flow, and and that's
Is
some
that
of the.
important though? But is that important? The natural flow.
Well, I mean,
It is
I
for me.
mean,
It
yeah,
is
it's
at this
important.
point
I
now.
mean,
I mean, living through everything that I've lived through, and you know what I'm saying, experienced everything. It is important to me. The natural, it
The
is.
natural chemistry, the flow, the
Just,
spirituality,
you know
the
what I'm saying,
intimacy,
important
that's
to me
important. Is that
because
yeah, I think so.
that's
it,
I
important to you
mean,
too?
it,
just think about it. I mean, how many relationships have you been in where it's just, you would just had a connection? I mean, that's what
right.
I
I
think
mean,
about.
that's
I just
rare.
reflect.
It's rare to have a connection. But is that
Really,
really important though?
it's rare for you to have a connection with somebody.
Some people you just don't have that natural flow connection with, no matter
But
how.
I think that we've made the
Maybe.
mistake. I think that we've made the mistake in not being brave enough to say, hey, this is not working for me.
Mhm.
And as much as I love you, let me, hey,
Let me free.
right. Let me,
Yeah.
this is
Because you don't want to hurt that other person's
right.
feelings, so you're gonna stay.
At the
Yeah.
end of the day, I'm gonna hurt you either
Uh,
way. I'm gonna
yeah.
hurt
Somebody
you.
gonna get hurt. Yeah.
I'm
It's gonna be
gonna hurt you
hurt
if
somewhere.
I stay. So which one do you want? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because if I stay and I'm not fulfilled and I'm not getting my needs met, then guess what's gonna happen? You leaving all kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm either going to go out to try to find my need, fulfill my needs somewhere else, or I'm going to be doing all kind of stuff to myself to try to cope
But
with
are
my.
you wrong for doing that? Are you wrong for is there are
I
you
don't.
wrong for
I
going to
don't.
fulfill your needs and still stay in the relationship? Because you
Um.
don't want to hurt that person? Or
Um.
Well, that's a loaded
Listen,
question.
listen.
well, bang bang.
I,
Come
Hey,
on.
if
it's a
if
loaded
you are
question.
if you are in a committed relationship, if you are in a committed relationship and you go outside of that relationship,
But I don't
then
want to hurt you, baby. But I don't want to hurt you.
yes, you're wrong. There's no way, there's no way to justify that in any not
But
in
I
any
don't want to hurt you
order.
though.
But however, I
You
I
know,
I I am saying that we are punks now. We are punks because if I was to say, hey, this is not working, as
Hmm.
much as I love you, this is not working.
But that takes a gutsy person. What if
I
you
mean,
don't have
like I said, we're punks now. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be uncomfortable. We
what do you
don't.
feel about that, CK? Jump in.
yeah, I agree with her. I agree with what you're saying because
That
we are kind of like we don't tell how we truly feel,
Hmm.
and that in itself causes a problem because one of the most important things in the universe is
You trying to help
authenticity.
you. Right.
Thank you, brother Key. I know he said,
Yes. Thank you, Key. You trying to help him, Brother Moon, but you
well,
know,
baby, he is entertaining me. We love brother Key.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
now I got to ask some of these questions because we have some good questions up here. So give me a minute, you guys. We both work, and now we're finally together, and you don't feel like making love. Something not right, huh? That's a good question
Yeah.
because how tired are you? I mean, we've all been in relationships where you're tired, in a long work day. If your man or your woman can't influence you to rumble in the night of the sheets, what is going on?
Let me just tell you. Let me just keep it real.
Exactly.
Let me
That's what my
keep
viewpoint is
it
at.
real. I will
Uh
tell you
oh.
exactly what's going on.
Uh oh. Gonna
Sex
get
ain't
real.
good. the sex ain't good. That's what it is. The sex is not good.
I agree.
That's one again. That's again. We love you because we love you, and there's more than sex that we love about you. We're trying to.
But that man has needs though, and that woman has needs. So,
however, comma, if that is happening and we done been away, the sex ain't good. I'm gonna be very honest with you. That's what it is. Because if y'all was putting it down and y'all was driving each other crazy and everything like that,
you would do everything for your mate if the sex was the way you want.
Remember how you used to go to the damn club, right? And then go to work the next morning with a wristband on. God damn it! Stop playing with me.
So what do you feel about that, CK? What do you feel about that?
I think she's right. I mean, it's either the sex ain't good or the chemistry is off some kind of way, or the polarity is off.
I totally agree.
Yeah, a lot of times it's not the sex ain't good or it's the polarity is off.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of times what's really happening.
But how do you? Okay, so I have family members, and I remember when I was in California, where I'm from, a few of my friends, and they would say,
California,
well, Cali, West Side. So they would say things like, she mad at me, so she don't want to do it. She won't punish me. And then a month later, 2 months later, she still ain't gave him none. And I would say things like, dang, cuz, or dang, homie, she ain't feeling you like that. Because what woman is going to punish herself?
Yeah, there's something ain't
like
right
what
with
Sister Jackie said earlier.
Yeah, see, like if I'm in a relationship and I'm dating a woman and she start doing it, I just leave because I already know hey man, it ain't nothing shaking here because
I promise if you
I just don't do it for her.
Right. If you piss me off,
I'm not hitting that button.
I can't.
Somebody hitting or either somebody else hitting the button for her and she just completely shut down over here and she open up over there.
I'm just that stubborn.
Hey, you got to be a man. You got to take it like a man. Hey, time to leave this alone.
I am just that stubborn. I'm sorry. I am just that. If you piss me off the right way, but now you got to really, 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 really do it though. I mean, you really got to do it.
But other than that, you ain't gonna refuse no good loving.
No, it ain't gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I might do it if I'm pissed, but
I ain't never been that mad. I mean, some people, I think is what CK said. A lot of times the energy.
It's the energy. It's the
energy. If you
have
the
polarity, it's really the polarity. But go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna say polarity, energy, whatever you want to call it. Nothing's going to make me not want to enjoy myself at night. Nothing. So, I think that a lot of times people's chemistry is just not wired for sex. Sometimes some people are just not wired that way.
Well, that's true. But just because I am having him on punishment doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying myself outside of the relationship.
What?
Girl.
That's what I just said. I mean, that's what happens.
Because I believe, I'm saying, hey, I'm single now. I got toys. I'm going to be very honest with you. So cut up on me if you want to. I'm straight. What you going to do?
They got everybody. See, here's the thing. Everybody is handsome enough or pretty enough to get somebody else. Everybody is.
That's true. But if we're talking about a committed relationship, then just because I know I could do that doesn't mean that I'm going. That's where love being a choice comes in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Sister Shirley said, you can be angry, but you're not going to stop loving your man for 30 days. That doesn't make sense.
See, it's something else going on.
It's something else going on. She either has some other.
It's good.
Yeah, somebody else got to open.
I agree. Something's happening. She's planning an exit extract. Left. She's planning something.
No,
Jody
because women do that. Women will cut you off. Hey. I'm telling you. You know this.
And your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side.
But I am saying that, and I am saying that I am that person. I am saying that there are some women that just resign themselves to the fact that this is what it is. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else is hitting it or whatever. It's that she has just shut down that part of her life for him. Now, some women can do
That's what
that.
he said for him. If somebody else has access, maybe.
Yeah, and
No,
it don't
but
necessarily mean that she's sleeping with him, but
I don't
she got
know,
some
but it
type
Thinking
of
doesn't.
about it, she's
relationship.
planning it.
I don't.
Right. It's some kind of communication going on where she got some type of other where she
I,
can put her energy at, and he just
I don't necessarily
there.
do that.
He just waiting to be his fate is sealed.
And he
I,
may have brought it on himself. He could have been a cheater, and then she
But of
finally
course
found somebody she connects with.
women always do that. We'll go ahead.
but
But
I'm saying that's not.
wait a minute. So Keith said she shuts down for a month. You on your way out the door. I totally agree with that because
Yeah,
women
man.
are planners.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if
a
she
lot.
shut that down, and I remember she may not be having intimacy sexually with someone else, but she's intimate on another level. And
Yeah, she
in
got
this day
somebody
and
she's
time,
talking.
I
a
disagree.
lot of women are with other women too. We gotta open that door because
Well,
a lot of these women are doing that. That is the
I
truth.
Yeah, that's true.
That's real.
And you got to
You
add
think they
social
would
media
think-
on top of that because a lot of women get a lot of attention on social media. So
right.
if she looks halfway decent,
You're
she got a
not.
whole bunch of
everybody in everybody DM. So you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
hit me on my what's that?
That's
Call me on
why
myself.
this is
Yeah, it's
why
real deep.
I'm alone. You know what I'm saying? With me, I am fine being alone. I am perfectly content with my own company. And because
But did you hear what Sister Shirley
So-
said? Jackie, read
So let me ask you this:
and
when
yeah,
the last time you had sex?
Okay, now that's just too much, Brother Moon.
what?
That's just too much. But listen, but wait, don't answer that, Jackie.
Just ask a question.
Don't answer that, sir. Your Honor, strike the motion to move that. But anyway,
Let's talk about that.
No, we're not talking about.
Sister Shirley said
Yes.
a woman who can go months without wanting lovemaking needs to be alone. If she has a man, she needs to be alone. I agree with that.
Is Shirley got a man? I'm
Shirley,
trying to be funny.
answer it, Shirley.
That's not an attack. Please don't attack me.
If
don't
y'all been together for years, you can go 2 weeks for a month. Wait a minute. If y'all been together for years, you can go 2 weeks to a month, no sex.
I'm saying,
yeah, I can see that.
I can't. I'm sorry. I might be a little wired more than most women.
So how long? How long did you stay married, Mijette?
Oh God, I was married. 12 years.
That's a long time.
I was married 12 years, and I can tell you, sex did not break us up. I mean, some women are just like a lot of sex. I am one of them women. I'm a very sensual person.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm very nanu. That would be me. But I think that I also require a lot of intimacy, which is different than the sex. So I'm very complex on that level. So that's was missing out of my relationship. You understand what I'm saying?
What's intimacy?
Intimacy is different than sex. The sex was great. It's just, the level of frequencies for connecting, for mental and all of that, we didn't connect. So I had to disconnect because you can only go for so long with just great sex. God, I sound stupid. And I'm just like,
That is what it is. Do y'all still talk? Are y'all friends? Are y'all enemies? Or
now we're getting into me now. Now, wait a minute. So, Sister Shirley says,
you gotta shoot your
highly
shot.
nature, but I'm not into bullshit. Did you hear what she said?
Well, what is that in response to my
Sister
question?
Shirley said she's not married right now. No, King, not right now.
But what you mean by
she's
that?
highly natured. But you know what highly natured means. Stop playing. You know what, CK? What you're not gonna do is get on this broadcast and act like you don't know
I don't
what we're
know
talking about.
about him tonight.
You got to break it down elementary style.
Okay,
No,
do
it's
you
supposed
like?
to be
Do
about
you
you
like
tonight.
to?
You supposed to be telling the you supposed to be doing the talking, sir.
Me, I'm talked out. I mean, I said all I had to
So
say.
no, you ain't. So wait a minute. So can you go a month without
Nah, I
your
don't. I
wife is in
don't.
next to your bed with you? Can you go a
Nah,
month
I'm not
without
gonna
touching
do
her?
that. Nah. I mean, for that to happen, I mean, it's other stuff going on because you just can't. That's just it's something wrong if that's going on a
But what
month.
if you just? I mean, because there's level. You guys have levels of intimacy, right? Or levels of peaks in. You guys can basically enjoy yourself off of anything. Men can.
What do you mean?
Don't you think? Don't y'all think y'all can? You're gonna reach your climax pretty much on anything. Men
Oh,
can.
you just saying we
Oh,
can sleep with any kind of woman and just
No,
get
I'm
on?
just saying if it was good or not. Remember when you asked the question, what if it's a sex just not good? But you still reached your peak though, right? You still reached your.
I mean, men fake too. I mean, we'll
No,
be like,
stop
oh,
lying.
for real?
we do. We do. Facts.
Facts,
So
facts,
women,
on facts, on
women ain't
Let
facts.
me tell you what.
true. Men
If,
fake too.
how
If
do you
you
fake? How do you fake that?
if
Easy.
you
You ain't interested. It's going down. So you just like,
well,
oh, I'm
not if
gonna,
you know your man.
Oh my!
If you know your man, you can't
hey,
fake. If
where's Keith at?
if you
And
know
I
your
Keith if I'm lying. All right, where you at, Keith? You gotta come back me up, bro.
we we
I,
going
I've
over.
done it.
We I'm saying if you know your man, then there's no way that you can fake that. Not with me.
Yeah, please explain a little bit more about the fake, and then I'm going to get to Brother Moon.
Right, because I pay attention. I
Please
pay
explain
Okay.
that.
I mean,
So,
no,
so
you can't fake.
women fake all the time, but they just find it hard to believe that a man can
I
fake
just
too.
can't. It can't
I
even fathom that. I don't believe it.
know your man, you can't fake it.
Yes, you can.
But that
No,
would mess up. That would mess up my ego. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
That would
Same
mess
thing with
my
us.
ego up if my man faked. It would be
you
like,
ain't
Right.
gonna fake me because I'm a verified.
Men are the same way. I mean,
did you hear what she said? She gonna verify.
Check,
Has
we
a
gonna
woman
check.
not ever verified that?
check,
Well, you got condoms on, so how we
check.
gonna?
Oh, I said my man. I'm not talking
Now
about no.
Keith is helping you. He said,
I ain't talking about no
when
random.
she asked,
I
"Did you
ain't talking
come
about
yet?"
no random nothing like that. I'm talking
She
about my
can't
man.
tell neither. She can't
I
tell.
said,
Did you see that, sister?
Yeah.
Did you see that,
but
Jackie? Keith, Brother Moon Keith said, when she asked, "Did you come yet?" She can't tell neither.
shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ain't this
Usually,
about? This is like finding out butter is not margarine. This is like messing me up.
no, it's true though. I mean, it's fact. And sometimes, let me say this: it don't necessarily mean it was bad. I mean, they might have just got tired. Man, I'm
I'm
tired of
just be
stopping.
quiet.
I'm just
I
not
mean,
gonna
but
do
I'm
this
just
anymore.
saying.
Nope. Absolutely not.
But on faking, that's pretty deep. Why would you fake that? Why wouldn't you finish? Why wouldn't you finish?
Because I love you.
Listen.
And I'm tired.
Sometimes it's just different situations. I might be tired.
30
It
minutes
might
ago.
be hot. It could be a lot of things going on. I mean, men do it too. I'm just telling you the truth.
Okay, now look at Keith. Now, Keith, you were my brother Moon at first, Keith. Now you done lost some cool points. Keith
Yeah,
said,
exactly.
y'all
And,
older
and
women
that's
take
another thing too.
forever to climax. Stop playing. Let it go, girl.
Yeah, and I think women be lying too. I think women climax much faster than what they tell us. I think y'all be trying to get more.
Well, you know,
than
we
one.
have different degrees. We have different degrees.
And what's the problem with that, though? What's the problem with that?
Degrees. Yeah, but
What's
you
wrong with
came
that,
already, but you gonna act like I didn't even come. You didn't come
Oh,
2 or
no.
3 times, but
Wait
you came.
Wait a minute. Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
You said that he said that he thinks that we climax faster than we admit to because
we
we
just greedy. More.
Right. Well, what's wrong with that though?
See what I'm saying?
What's the problem? I don't see the problem.
That's what I'm trying to say.
See
See,
the
women
problem?
will have you thinking that, man, I
Look,
didn't
you
nothing
see the
happen.
problem?
Yeah, something happened.
You got a problem? I mean, I don't see the problem with that. If he is capable of making it happen, Who am I?
No, not at all.
Why
More
not?
power to them. I'm just
But see,
saying that
sometimes women don't want all that hour sex. Sometimes they want a quickie.
yeah, that's true. That's facts. I
Yes,
mean,
that
yeah.
our sex has
Sometimes,
is banging.
sometimes that's the best. It's just like spontaneous, like right here in the kitchen, and
Right.
But
I'm,
So,
it just because
well,
hour doesn't mean that it has
walk
to
in
be
the door and
like
grab
that.
you and pick you in the laundry room. I mean,
Because I like
yeah.
taking my
Let's
time.
go in the garage. Let's go.
but not every time,
Lay
Sister
up.
Jackie. Do you take your time every time?
No,
Wow.
you got that.
I'm asking.
No.
Okay, then. See, that's what he's saying. Sometimes you don't want. Sometimes you just want him to shut up, lay down, and let you take control.
Sometimes, yeah.
Right,
It's a mixture.
sister?
Yeah, it's a mixture. I mean,
I
and, yeah,
I
and
just
you know,
feeling I woo.
and
I be
sometimes it's the other way
quiet
around.
because I don't wanna say too much.
You don't want to incriminate yourself. I get
Oh, God.
I,
Keith is all in, y'all.
I,
Keith is all in. Keith said
it. That's right.
they can't
That's right.
fake them
that's the
Oh,
goal.
toes curling and the
That's the goal.
legs shaking.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
that's right. You can't fake that.
That's
Now you
that's
doing
yeah,
all
that's
that, you know something that happened.
Something
um
Hey,
happened. Now, let me ask you, does it hurt your ego as a man if a woman's not pleased with you in your lovemaking?
of
If she
course.
tells you,
okay, so
would you try to fix it? Would you try to fix it?
It depends. It depends.
Why? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, it depends on if I'm trying to stay or not. I mean, I might not want to be with you anyway. I
oh
mean,
my
But
God.
what if she's your wife, though? What if she's your wife?
well,
What
if
if
she's
she's
my
your
wife,
wife?
that's it. I mean, we gotta try to figure something out. But see, a lot of times, like, see, to me, like all this sex being off and all that stuff, usually something else is going on. It's some other issue most times. It's not necessarily the sex is off or it's bad. It's something else that could be causing that, or maybe y'all just don't have a connection.
Right,
Now, if
right.
y'all married and y'all in a relationship and y'all got this far and it's something that's going on, then it's something else. It could be bills piling up, or maybe your woman is working too hard and she just don't feel sexy no more. It could be a lot of things. It's and vice
Which
versa.
goes
Maybe you
back to, how about if she's or he or she is overweight or underweight? What if you
that
lost
plays
too
a
much,
part in it.
lost your ass, um,
All that plays a part into
or
it.
you gained some weight and you're just not? What would What's the right polite way to tell your spouse or your significant other, heterosexual I'm speaking of, that they just, you know, the nails just ain't doing it. The eyelashes just ain't doing it. The nice clothes he got on, and you looking, the man looking 20 months pregnant. How do you tell your spouse to get their ish together?
Well, see, let me say this. I'm not a married person, so a lot of these married
But you
questions, I
were
have been
married,
married. Yeah, I
right?
was, but
Okay, so let's speak.
I mean, you just tell them. I mean, I guess you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and you got to know your mate, and you got to know how to be able to approach them, and you got to know how to say whatever you need to say, and you got to say it in a way to where they're receptive and not World War III, type
Have you ever
situation.
had to do
So,
that? Have you ever had to?
yeah, yeah,
You have
I've had, yeah, and I mean, it went both ways. I've been able to deliver the message
and
and
receive it.
and, and receive it, and
Did you
not receive
receive
it,
it well?
and
Did you
vice
fix
versa.
it?
Hmm?
Did you fix it?
What on my end, as far as what she was complaining about,
Yes.
probably not. And but what I will say is this, me and her don't talk right now, but she probably won't hear this either. But I never had like, one thing I could say from being married, a lot of times she didn't never realize this. But a lot of stuff that she would complain about, I always thought about what she was complaining about. I would always go off and think about it.
Mhm.
And most times she was right. Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't think that I ever got a chance to convey that to her.
Well,
And
you're
and
hearing it
another thing,
now. CK is saying it.
And another thing too, I never had like any hard feelings or bad feelings towards her, even though we didn't work out. I never looked at her as being like a bad person or nothing like that. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't work out. So I don't have like, like I hear a lot of people say stuff like, "Man, my ex, I can throw him off of a bridge," or
I
I
agree, sister.
in
You
the
work
head.
on that. You're right, sister.
I,
Yeah.
yeah,
If
if
you love your mate, you will help some. You'll help them. If it's a weight problem, bills, problems, whatever, work the relationship, folks. I agree.
So let me
and,
ask y'all this. So
and you're
out of all the married couples in the whatever, the country or the state or whatever, what percentage of them do you think actually follow through with stuff like that?
Oh, well, I got to come back to your question, Keith. Hold on. Go ahead. Ask that question again.
I said like all this wonderful advice that how things should be in a marriage and all that. How many marriages? What's the percentage of the marriages do you think that really stick to that? Like say for instance, if I'm married and my wife is gaining weight, and I go to her and say, "Look, I love you, but guess what? Um,
Mm.
kind of getting plump. I need you to." How many couples do you think actually, have conversations like that?
Honestly, I think if they were intimate with each other in a conversation or a format with just them in honesty, I would say they would do it. But I don't think a lot of relationships, married or not, are very honest. I
Okay, what,
I
what's
don't.
the what percentage would you give it? Like what number percent?
Um, I would give it maybe 2%.
Exactly.
I'm serious. I would give it
Me too.
2% of relationships are honest with each other.
Yeah,
Like I
absolutely.
have girlfriends that are married, and I have guy friends that are married, and they'll tell me, and I'm just serious at work and stuff. In the past, they'll say, "Damn, I wish my wife would dress kind of like that." I can't tell her though, because she kind of like her clothes is out. I don't really like it. I like what you. Can you go shopping with her or something?
Can't
And
do
I'm
that.
like, she ain't gonna perceive it from me, you know. And I've also had women say, things like, he farts in the bed, and I just can't. I'm just not sexy. It's just not sexy anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
how do
tough.
you tell that man or that woman that by their own doing they sabotage the sex?
well, you should be able to tell your partner, hey, this is a problem. Because if you're telling your partner that this is an issue for me, then that, in my opinion, is you trying to reach out to make an effort to work through an issue. But if you are unwilling to accept that feedback and unwilling to at least work on trying to make a change, then that is sending a clear message to the other person, you know, that you might not want to send.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
means that your needs or your desires or whatever it is that's a problem for you is less important than my comfort or my ego or whatever it is that's standing in the way of me trying to make an effort to work on something I'm bringing to your attention. That's when we have to be real with ourselves.
Well, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, like this is something that we don't talk about, and I think there's a lot of problems stem from this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's no perfect people in this world,
Mm-hmm.
and the real goal is you can't really control nobody but yourself.
True.
So if you find somebody that understands that, then I'm not responsible for making you happy and vice versa. And not
Right.
only that, I'm not responsible for making you be 100% in this relationship. I can only be responsible for my part. So
Right.
if you
But
got two
when do you
people like,
check out though? When do you check out after the sex is getting not as good? Um, you haven't addressed the elephant in the room. When is when do you turn off sex? When Because I've heard men actually say they can't even get it up for that woman no more. I've heard men say that was hard for me to believe.
yeah,
No.
I mean, because I mean, it's a lot of dynamics. I mean, you've been sleeping with this person for however long. I mean, it's
Well,
everything is.
Keith said 4 years, y'all supposed to still be craving each other.
I can see that. I can see 4. I can see 10 years. But I mean, it depends on the person. I mean, and like I say, I mean, it's ongoing work. I mean, a person has to realize that this is you are continually trying to develop yourself. I mean, that's the only way it's going to work
Right.
because here's what it is. I mean, like nobody is the same thing. So it's got to be a relationship where there's a lot of fluctuation and difference
Hmm.
being presented in a relationship, and the only way that's going to happen is if or is if both people are continually growing. Then that way
Hmm.
it's nothing normal. It's nothing that we can get comfortable with because it's constantly changing. And I think that's the dynamic. People get with people thinking that this person is going to complete me, and that's crazy.
Right.
Nobody going to complete you.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So you shouldn't even
it's
put that kind of pressure on
right.
nobody.
I
Shouldn't even
have
put that on
friends.
nobody.
I have friends in California that married each other 4 times.
Hmm?
Married each other 4 times.
And that's them.
So what's up with that? I mean,
Yeah.
they just can't get enough of each other, or are they just doing that to keep it exciting, or what are
I
they
don't
doing?
know. They married other people in between, and I don't know. These were my older friends. And I
Yeah,
could not believe it. It was like a movie. I saw a movie like that, but they married each other 4 times.
yeah.
That's
So
like crazy.
it is. I mean, I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, but hey, I mean, you
Right.
never know. I
Is
mean,
is is
so
marriage the ultimate goal?
no.
No. Why not?
I mean, why would it be?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't it be? I mean, I
Mm,
don't think marriage is
I
the
could,
ultimate
I
goal.
could, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know.
I don't.
I guess I'm just basing it off of my life right now, and I try to think like, I'm probably a difficult person to be with,
Hmm.
uh,
Are you
because I'm.
deliberately being difficult?
I could be, and
Why is
I
that,
might.
sir? Why is that? You're under oath right now. Why is that?
I don't know. I just am. I mean, I get the same response every time, and I've just come to understand that either either one or two things is taking place. Either I'm responding to some type of trauma, or it's just my personality. That's what it's got to be.
What
It's
is
got to
your
be one.
zodiac sign? What is your zodiac sign?
It's funny you asked me that. So I'm gonna tell you this real quick story, right? Well, and I'm gonna tell you my zodiac sign, but I was on Facebook dating, right? So so it's this one girl, I seen her profile picture. I learned and looked her because you don't know exactly who you're talking to. You have to kind of fish them out and find out who they
Right.
are on Facebook. So I went to her page and I seen some of the stuff she posts. I said, oh, okay, so this is somebody I could talk to. So, I said I hit her up in the chat, right? So we started going back and forth. So I asked her, I said, what's your zodiac sign? No, that's not what
Your
I said. I
zodiac
said,
sign.
I asked her what was her sun sign. And when I said that, I guess she knew
Oh.
understood, about zodiac. So
Hmm.
she told me, she said, I'm a Taurus. I said, oh, I'm a Taurus too. So she said, well, what's your moon sign? I
Uh-oh.
said, I'm a Pisces. And she texted me back and said, I'm not gonna mess with you.
Oh shit. So she don't like Pisces. You know why? Because them Tauruses are stubborn. They like what they like.
Well, according to her, and this caused me to do some self-reflection, but in between all of that, me and her went back and forth. She told me she wasn't going to talk to me, so I kept asking her why. Why won't you? What is it? Why? What's wrong with the Taurus and the Sun and the Pisces and the Moon? What's wrong with that?
Hmm.
So this is what she eventually told me. She was like, Taurus men are whorish, and Pisces men are non-committal. I'm like,
Oh.
huh? Not what she
Mm.
said, uncaring, non-committal, you know, all this here stuff. So eventually she gave me a phone number anyway. She
all
did.
a hard time.
Yeah, she gave me a phone number. So she gave me a phone number, right? So that was on a Saturday. So I called her probably like about a couple hours after she gave me a phone number. We talked for about 15 or 20 seconds. And she was like, well, I just got out of the shower. I'm going to call you back. I said, okay. That was Saturday. So Sunday, she didn't call back Saturday. Sunday, she didn't call back. Monday, I didn't talk to her. So Tuesday, I sent her a text and she sent me a reply back like instantly. I'm not interested anymore. But
What?
I said all that to say this. She
Are
probably
we
helped me
missing
out.
part of the story, Sister Jackie?
That's it. That's the whole story. I mean, there's
Why did
nothing else
she
happening.
do? Why did she flip mode like that?
I don't know. I guess she was uncomfortable with my zodiac sign.
Wow.
Because she told me that.
No, just teasing.
But the point what I was trying to make was that by her saying what she said, it caused me to think about, my interactions with females and just relationships in general that I've been in. And, it caused me to think like,
True,
whoa,
Keith.
yeah.
True, Brother Keith. Those are not the original zodiac.
Brother, can you share them, please?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would like to know that too.
Yes,
Now,
those
at
are
the
not.
same time, now it's a brother that I follow on social media. I don't know if he's aware of the original zodiacs or not. I mean, what do you is he referring to like the animals that they're using, or instead of where they're different?
The different months, and because there's more months in the year
13,
versus
yeah.
what they've actually told us. But
Yeah, it's
yeah.
13.
I heard that
Yeah.
is 2003 in Ethiopia.
Yeah, it's 2012, I think it is, and it's 2014 in Ethiopia. Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. So they got the calendar all jacked up because they took a month out. So yeah, we really supposed to have 13 because months follow the moon cycle.
Well, I'm the number one sign, and we ain't changing that.
Aries.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, Aries is the head. Yeah.
Haters.
Aries is the head sign. That's true.
Let me just tell you, I'm the
Capricorn.
Right.
Capricorn.
I knew you are definitely a Capricorn, sister.
And I actually have an Aries moon.
Yay, good for you. I'm mixed with Aries and more Aries, just like I'm mixed with black and some more black. So I'm always.
So you got Aries and Aries.
I'm Aries. I'm from real planet Aries. I am from planet Aries. I am from planet Aries.
Wow.
Yeah, I am.
So we're at almost 2 hours now.
I know, and we're getting ready to get off, but this was so much fun. I want to say this though. Men are, which I'm noticing, spiritual or religious, men seem to not come forth with information unless asked. Is that a fair assessment?
Mm-hmm. I would say that men are not like real talkative. Like women, y'all talk and express y'all feelings, and this is how I'm feeling.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We don't do all that.
Don't do that.
So what about men who are? There's some men that are empaths, and there's some women that are empaths.
I think I'm an empath. I believe I'm an empath.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yes. 2 hours. That's right. We are on 2 hours, Sister Lavinia. We are on 2 hours.
So how long was this supposed to go? Was it supposed to be an hour?
Well, you know what? It's just like sex. You don't know when it's going to end.
Okay.
So
could be a quickie. It could be a long night. Huh?
We do that. But you know what? One thing I can say, it's always good to have enlightenment from a brother moon, from a masculine perspective, because it does balance out, women and men. I think that is important to, it's important.
Yeah, definitely. I like talking to women. I like, like I said earlier, sometimes, because I talk to a lot of females.
Lavinia's a Capricorn.
Capricorn. Yes, ma'am.
And a lot of times I'm talking to them for insight, because women, like I said, women have like intuitive nature. So You know, you always, you know, as a man or and as a female, most females it should be like that anyway. I mean, we don't have to be sleeping with each other or having some type of,
Absolutely.
But you guys talk more to your friend girls than you talk to your woman sometimes. You know that?
yeah, I can see that.
Why is that?
Why don't you ever make your friend girls your woman?
I mean, I can't really say I can answer that, but that I can agree that that does happen, and I think it goes both ways. I think that
We'll see if she's really a friend girl. If you
mm,
get drunk in front of your friend girl and y'all kiss or do something else, then she really wasn't no friend girl.
She's trying to get you.
see, so men are a little different. I mean, we'll mess around with, and women will too. Women will sleep with their friends, but you know, is a man is probably more apt to do it than a woman would.
Pisces. Yes. Oh, you said peace.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
peace,
a
peace.
blessing.
Yes, peace, peace.
He out.
Yes. But yeah,
Thank you, bro.
yes. But I think
Brother
we're
Keith.
gonna have to have a part 2, y'all, because we gotta have part 2 because I'm pretty sure as all of my segments, I always get inbox later questions and things that I've overlooked because I'm not looking or monitoring the comments well
Chat.
enough, and people will come in later. Dang, I wish you would have asked that question. So we got to have a part 3, which we're gonna go even deeper.
So let me ask you this: how many people can we add on to this? Is it more room?
We can have as many menage a trois as we want to on here. 10.
Oh my God. A group thing? Okay.
Have
Yeah.
an orgy.
My thing, but let's
I'm
try.
celibate.
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Cut, erase,
I just
rewind.
hey, my stuff is valuable. I just raised the stock price of it, so
I know that's
not,
right. I know that's
I'm
right.
not thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we have to dig deeper though, because I can see that men don't like us to know so much about. Do you guys do this deliberately?
I mean, I don't have I not been open for y'all? Oh, I'm not open enough. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we want to bust it wide open and bring it right back. What's that song?
What's it wide open? What's it wide open? What's it wide open?
Tried to keep things very general. You didn't want to give any specifics.
Yeah, he didn't want to give any specifics.
Right.
But
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was doing that. I thought I was an open book, but I guess
you weren't. That's why we gonna you know what? You a newbie. You a virgin right now. We finna bust you open on part 3.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
We're gonna bust it wide open on part 3.
Oh, we going in. Okay.
We're going in on part 3. And thank you, Brother Keith. Yes, the segment with Dr. Hagens was the bomb.
Yes,
by the way, Dr. Hagens will be on next week for a part 2.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did you have Dr. Ray Higgins on here?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And he will be back on next week. Same tune, same back channel.
Yeah, Dr. Higgins is. I did not know that. Dr. Higgins is one of my favorites.
Yes, he will be back on next week. So get your questions ready. Shirley is a Cancer, and my name.
I like Cancer.
Oh my God!
I
like Cancer.
I'm so sick of Cancers right now. I need to get out of this season because they got they got the whole world emotional.
Hey, I like Cancers. I might have to hook up with Shirley.
Emotional.
Shirley, send me an inbox. I'm gonna have to hook up.
You like you some Cancers. Now, you know what? This is interesting because there's certain signs I will not date.
Yeah, you're probably not compatible with them.
I'm just not compatible with them.
What's those signs?
You want to guess? You want to guess?
Taurus is probably one of them.
Why? Tell me about a Taurus. Why would it be a Taurus?
We can't tell us nothing. We stubborn and we think we know everything. We convinced.
Y'all not ready. Good sex drive, black women crazy. Anyway, y'all not ready. Okay. We ready. We ready.
We want all the smoke.
Puffy. Okay. Here goes some virtual puff. Here was bullshit. That was bullish.
Yeah, get a real
that
one.
Was bull.
But what signs you not compatible with?
And Lavinia loves Cancers too.
Yeah. What signs are you not compatible with?
What signs I'm not compatible with? Ugh, I do not date Aries men.
Why is that? You're Aries.
No, I don't like
Usually, you
Aries men.
usually it's the
I was
same
married to
sign.
an Aries. I don't like Aries men. And I don't like Leo men. I get a lot of Aries men, believe it or not, they try to talk to me. And I get a lot of
Gemini's. You like
I
Gemini's?
get a lot of Geminis.
Yeah, that's attraction. Y'all compatible, Gemini and
I get a
Aries.
lot of Geminis. I also get a lot of Tauruses.
Yeah, we can kind of work together.
I
Taurus.
get a lot of
Shoot your shot.
yeah. And Lavinia say Leo gotta go. You need to quit, Lavinia. Stop it right now. You got me dying over here.
Well, the signs that I'm compatible with, I can do Cancer, I can do Capricorn, Pisces, and it's another one, Virgo.
Did you deliberately not say me and my sign? Did you do that deliberately? Huh? Huh?
No,
Huh?
I'm just going by the compatibility. I mean, that's just because when I look back over my relationships, I was in a relationship with a Virgo for a long time, a Cancer, I've dated a Capricorn,
How was your
and
relationship with the Capricorn? How was it?
Scorpio.
Was it sensual? Was it sexual? Was it intellectual? What was it?
Yeah, that was a weird. It was weird. It was like,
Yeah, Lavinia's
um,
husband is a Leo.
Don't do
yeah,
that.
we got along real good, and we just had like a real good vibe. Like we just flowed real good together.
Okay.
Oh,
That ride was smooth, huh?
you said it was
Yeah,
weird. Cause we smooth
it wasn't,
like that's what
it
we do.
wasn't weird, but it was kind of like, how can I put it? It was like
Yeah, Lavinia said you can't handle an Aries. Huh.
I can't.
Shoot.
I talked to an Aries. I've dated an Aries before.
You dated an Aries before? How did it go?
We went all right. I
That
mean,
thing
we
crazy.
cool.
I'm an Aries moon. I know. It's they crazy.
No,
Aries.
Aries is just gonna tell you how it is.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the Aries is the top of the
Oh,
horoscope.
Lavinia said they're going to tell you how to fornicate.
Who the
okay.
Aries man? Who's gonna tell you how to
Hey,
fornicate?
Well, it's 2 hours
move
in.
away. There's nothing to see here, folks.
I'm getting ready. I'm gonna have to sign off.
Uh-oh, we're going way too late, huh?
Yeah, we are
Right.
2 hours in. So
Which
I'll
leads me to my show that is going to be a segment. Thank you very much, Lavinia. Feed them, F them, and put them to bed. It's
yes.
my newest segment that will be filming at the end of this month. So if you like good food, great conversation, and you are going to love feed them, F them, and put them to bed.
Okay.
What?
So we cover it all, me, myself, and I. Me, find me. So I just thank you guys again for joining the show. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Mijette Verse. It is all about us elevating, having fun, being on the same spiritual level, and being able to accept each other's differences as well as embrace our similarities. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And thank you very much, all those who commented, liked, and tuned in and stayed with us to the end. You guys got stamina. Woo! The
Thank
makings of a
you.
great lover. Great stamina. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, CK, Brother Moon, CK, and Sister Jackie. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're
Thanks for
out.
having me. Right. Good night.